And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
One step closer to the weekend is all I know.
That's right.
So where were you when I needed you yesterday?
What?
I done broke down, called everybody I knew to come give me a ride.
I was probably at work for a small amount of time because it was kind of slow. So
Yeah, didn't have no brakes. Had to get somebody to get a trailer, come pick up the truck. I was just trying to help somebody, and I broke down.
that's scary, not having any brakes.
But it's you know how hot it is out there without air conditioning. I just want to say.
Look, I walked outside yesterday just to get a little breather to take my mask off and make a phone call, and I was just sitting there. I felt like I was about to smother.
It is that way. You can't get air in.
There's no air moving. It's just still hot.
We are so ready for some fall weather. You know that October feel of football game weather?
I know. I can't wait. I love fall and spring are my two favorite.
It's going to be great
seasons,
if it ever gets here.
That's right.
Look, I know that a lot of people have probably seen this by now, but it is worth sharing. And I found this on YouTube. You've heard the story of the kid that is kind of like a kite thing to where it gets picked up in the air. So I thought we'd show it. If you hadn't seen this yet, a 3-year-old girl, this was in Taiwan. She was lifted. I don't know how many feet this is. It's way up there,
I mean, it's just slings are everywhere. It would scare me to death.
So here's a little clip. Now, this is a kid on the end of this thing. Now, again, that's not a ride.
No, and it's like just slinging her everywhere. It's a wonder it didn't hurt her neck or something.
I know.
I mean, because the wind's just
that's
crazy.
That's every mama's fear of what just happened there. So if you're skinny, don't let your kid get away with a kite.
Some weights on their feet.
You'd like to take them off.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have been...
glad she was all right.
How many times you held an umbrella when a storm comes up and, you know, it budges you?
Yeah. I mean, I've had one turned inside out many times, you know, an umbrella.
Good thing after this pandemic, I ain't going nowhere. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at your weather forecast, let you know exactly what's going to happen today, and an outlook toward the weekend as well. And then we'll have some news stories and some topics coming up as well. All on the way with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. If you haven't had a chance to visit my friends Steve and Keith in a while out at Freeman Tractor, I invite you to. Now, lawnmowers are still going quick right now. The end of the grass season has not ended, and folks are taking advantage of it. There's plenty to choose from. If you're looking for that Skag, which will really, really go. Now, that's got that 16-gallon tank on it that, well, you can pour gas in it and go all day on that. Maybe more than you want to do. And then, of course, they've got Exmark, a great brand for you to choose from when it comes to lawnmowers. Tractors galore. They even got some baby tractors. I'll have to get you a picture of that to show you. But if you're looking for a tractor that's four-wheel drive, will do anything you're looking for, the LS. See them today, the complete line of them. From accessories to all these bush hog equipments. You've got bush hogs, 5 foot, 6 foot. If you're needing bat wings, if you're needing a blade, if you're needing a disc. Discs are handy to have. Old garden timing when it comes deer season. But plenty to choose from there. Also, as we move into those benches, which I've mentioned, the 0% for 60 months. Now, that's a great deal in itself. But, and again, you can choose these with air conditioning and heating to where you don't have to get cold anymore. It'd be just like a car. Go out and warm it up, get in it, be warm where you're going. If you got to feed cows, if you're headed to the stand, it won't be near as bad as the old days things were. Plenty of styles to choose from. If you're looking for a particular color, they can get that for you if you want white, camo, tan, whichever the case is. It's Freeman Tractor. Go see that complete line of benches today, and they will certainly help you out there, and you'll enjoy it. 0% financing on that also. As we turn to weather this morning, now, the good news is there's a possibility of it cooling off a little bit next week. So we're looking forward to that by all means. I can't wait for that to happen. So right around the corner, we'll have that before long and be able to have cooler weather on our hands. Boy, won't that be a good thing. As we turn this morning to take a look at what the National Weather Service is, let's start out and talk about hurricanes first. As we pull this up, Omar is already out of the picture. We've got Nana that's going to come across and affect Mexico here. It's going to be some wind. They're going to get out of that. It's no threat to the United States. And we have 2 more that are forming back here. And we'll be watching that closely over the next few days. This is the 5-day outlook that we've got here. As we move forward of temperatures, as I mentioned, by next week, we'll start seeing it dip into the mid-80s finally, getting out of those 90s. And it shows us that we're in that 50% cool down, so it's starting to look a little bit better. I like that. And it'll look a whole lot better when we get about right there with that darker blue on us. But showing signs of maybe some fall we'll look at the temperatures here in just a little bit. As we look at the storm predictions for today, nowhere near us, North Mississippi has a slight chance. Our biggest chance is going to be on the East Coast today. So that's the way the outlook is shaping up across the land this morning. As we go back and we pull up radar this morning, and let's show what we're showing. Now, it is 75 as you're waking up today, so it's not as bad as yesterday when it was 80 at this point in time, but 75 right now. As we look, we have no rain here. This is the storms that are going to cut across today and come across North Mississippi later on. This is over at Shreveport, back to Tyler, Texas, and back on into Waco in those areas. Some slight stuff outside of Nashville there. So Murfreesboro in these areas will probably get a little bit of rain today. Nothing heavy, but this is our biggest concern that we've got. As we turn to our forecast, what's it calling for? Just a mere 10% today. Otherwise sunny, gradually full-blown sunshine by the afternoon. 95. That heat index will reach 100 again. That's warm. As we go to tonight, 71. Tomorrow, 10% chance of rain. Otherwise sunny, heat index, again, right at that 99, 100-degree mark. As we roll into the weekend, Saturday looks great with sunshine, 91, and Sunday we'll get a 20% chance of showers and after 1 o'clock late in the afternoon with a high near 92. Again, today we watch it. If you've got to be outside, watch that temperature. That heat index will put you down if you're not careful. Sunshine, again, today, it's a slight chance of a shower, 10%, that high at 95, but our heat index, again, will reach about 100. So it's going to be a miserable day to stay out in this heat all day. Keep you plenty of liquids, water, Gatorade, those things. If you've got to be out in it, take breaks when necessary because it just isn't worth it. This is August, the old dog days of summer, and they are really upon us right now. Coming up, I'll check back in with Candace and we'll give you some news stories that are up and coming and a recap on the weather here in just a bit.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and also Candace. You doing okay now?
I am.
You're the lady in white today.
Yes, I am. I look like springtime.
Get out of here. I'm just a little gray boy over here. Well, as we move forward, of course, we're 59 days or something like that before the presidential election, and they have released the information about the first debate. Do you think?
They have.
Yeah. Do you think Joe is actually going to show up?
I hope, because I would like to see that. I think that's going to be a good show.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, September the 29th, Chris Wallace, who leans a little liberal on the Fox side, will be the narrator or commentator.
Well, I figured they would have to give in and say, yeah, he's going to, just to kind of quiet people down about it because it's just been such an issue. But
it has been.
I feel like right towards, when it gets closer towards the end of it.
He'll liable to get sick.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're going to say, oh, he's got the coronavirus.
But look, I'm breaking out some popcorn because...
Oh, yeah. That's going to be like a show. It's either going to last a long time and be drawn out and just awful for Joe, or it's going to just end really quick.
And it could.
So who knows?
But nonetheless, it's going to be it's going to be like we need to have a party or something.
And
on
then
that.
he could surprise everybody and be like right
know
on
what
his
he's
game.
talking about?
Yeah, he could.
We'll see. Yeah. Now, interesting in the Old Navy, because so many people, I hadn't even really thought about this, because so many people have been sick with the pandemic, with the coronavirus. There's not, normally at the polls, it's retired people. Either they're sick or scared to go. So Old Navy is going to pay their employees to go work the polls this year. If you want to work the polls, they're going to pay the employees just like they're at work to go do that day. That's pretty good.
That is good. And I hope, too, that the pandemic, the virus doesn't hinder people from going to vote. That's my concern, is that I'm scared people are going to be afraid they're going to get sick, But just mask up and glove up, whatever you need to do, and go vote.
Now, I also saw, and we talk about things that go on, this, that, and the other. Target, they had an employee in Indiana that mixed, have you seen this thing to where he mixed up what he called a blue, I'm trying to remember, a blue Lives Matter drink, and it had bleach in it.
Oh, my gosh.
And was talking about he was going to give it to a cop. They fired him. Now, of course, he didn't give it to anybody. He just made a video while he was at work doing it in the break room. Yeah. They have. gotten rid of him.
Well,
He
they
is
need
no
to.
longer there.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Oh, yeah, Matt Drudge. If you'll remember back about 4 years ago, he was a big influence on the Drudge Report. You know, Obama talked about it all the time, how he disliked it. Well, it turns out that Matt Drudge was really never a Trump fan. He figured out that I can make a lot of money off of this, and he did. He's a millionaire now. Well, the tables have turned, and now he's running down Trump. If you'll go to that site, you can tell he is not a Trump fan. He's accused Trump of having a stroke, and Trump has demanded he apologize, you know, because he don't give in. He can't.
Yeah, because I've seen the video of him, you know, claiming that Trump had had a stroke and he was dragging his foot. I mean, it doesn't look like he's dragging his foot to me. It looks like he's just walking, you know.
And you know, I look at other things that have gone. Let me think here. Oh yeah, the court case of the guy that slapped the reporter. Do you remember that in the
he
race?
Was running in a marathon, and he come by and popped the reporter on the behind.
And I thought we'd show that because it's been 2 or 3 years since it actually happened. But he's been sentenced. He's got to pay a $1,000 fine. And I think the guy ended up in the end losing his job. It cost him big time.
Yeah, he was affiliated with church, right?
Yeah, he was like a youth
church
pastor or something to that effect. But here's, if we go back and look at this, this is the reporter. This is him in the background right there coming toward her. Here it comes. He's coming up on her, and what? And then there's her face.
She's like, I definitely did not expect that.
No, she didn't. Now, he is saying that he was just caught up in the moment. He meant to pat her on the back and wave at the television. And the next thing he knew, he didn't strike me as the guy that was trying to get him. What's the word?
Like,
cop a feel? Is that the old word?
Get a thrill off popping on the behind.
Yeah. He didn't seem that way. I think he just literally went low instead of going high.
I was trying to think if maybe somebody had tried, because he had said that he wanted to pop her on the back.
Yeah.
I was wondering if somebody like popped her on the back at the same time, and maybe he.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Who knows? But don't touch the reporters, people.
No, it don't work
your
out.
hands to yourself.
You know, back in the 70s, wouldn't have nothing been said.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's a different world now. That just that doesn't take place. And you know, we were talking about Tiger King. What was it yesterday with the underwear?
The ugly underwear.
Oh boy! All right, here's something new. Dancing with the Stars, and this show is like huge. The Tiger King chick, I didn't say that right, did I?
The chin kick.
Yeah, she's going to be on there.
I can't imagine her being on there. I have never seen the Tiger King show. Or
One episode for me.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've just heard a lot of people talk about it, but I can't imagine her being on here. I'm just kind of wondering how they're going to play that out. Like, what outfit she going to have on? She going to have on like some tiger fur?
You have to.
Yeah.
Because they play that part. So she's on there. And now there's a bunch of other people that are on here. I don't know this guy. He's 42-year-old Nick Carter. Yeah, I don't know him. And I think this girl here is supposed to be pretty.
Yeah, she was on The Bachelor. And her hair, when she was on The Bachelor, her hair was dark. Or maybe she was the Bachelorette. I can't. But her hair used to be dark.
So are you a big Dancing with the Stars fan?
I used to watch it a good bit.
Now,
I kind of have gotten away from watching it. But
whoever the British guy is and that other woman that hosts, they got rid of both of them and they have a whole new MCs.
Are you like the judges?
Yeah, the talkers, the ones that stood behind the mic and said this couple's going to do this. Whoever those two were are gone.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about.
It's the MC,
the host. They have the 3
host.
judges that are like one, I think, is British or something, and then they usually have 2 other judges. But
they're gone.
Okay.
So whole new lineup coming to them. And we've talked about this too. I may be running my mouth a little bit too much today, but
no, you look. I'm just glad that I'm not cutting you off all the time.
she's working on it.
Usually, I'm the one just blah 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 blah. You know.
But as we have these issues in America with stopping criminals, this comes from Wales. And I thought it was pretty nifty what the police officer done there. Here, people complain, but let's play a clip of this of what really went on. This is in Wales. This right here, the guy with the vest on is the cop. He is trying to arrest this woman's boyfriend. She wants to get involved and stop it. Here's
a hero.
And again, I don't think there's bad language here. So forgive me if something slid by me, and I'll turn it off as quick as I can. But I don't think there's any bad language. I think so. I apologize beforehand. All right, he's got him down.
Yeah. She's like, "Ooh, that hurt."
And he laid her out.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, she shouldn't have tried to be a hero right there.
But like there's been several cases. Did at some point we turn down our stun guns in America? Were people complaining? Because I have heard so many times, well, I shot them twice with a stun gun and done nothing,
and it didn't do anything.
Yeah. So have we turned the volts down?
And
I don't know.
They're getting pepper sprayed too, and claim that of course they're handing out goggles and stuff at these riots. I saw that the other day. They had goggles. And don't tell me that somebody's not funding that.
Oh, they are.
It's been said they are. So, but yeah, they were handing like prepackaged goggles to everybody, just handing them out.
They know what's coming.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the next thing that everybody is talking about would be Nancy. Nancy is back.
Oh, Nancy.
So you're a hairdresser.
Yeah.
How do you? Because these people I don't think have been able to cut hair in California since March. Period.
And I don't understand why they haven't opened back up. But
and I think it's supposed to happen this week that they're going to be able to.
But the owner claims that she did not know that this was happening. So
Correct.
I guess it's maybe somebody contacted the stylist.
Correct.
And they opened up the salon just for her, which, I mean, she shouldn't have gotten special treatment.
And she did.
But I mean, probably. I wonder exactly a count of how many of those people have gotten their hair done when they weren't supposed to.
It's a power thing. If you've got money power, it happens.
Yeah,
we all know that.
I'm glad she got called out because she's just bashed everybody about not wearing a mask and she didn't have a mask on.
These folks are starving. They need to go to work.
And not to mention like violating. Okay, I know in the state of Mississippi, I know in our county, our town or whatever.
Right.
State board would not allow us to open up. Okay?
Right.
State Board of Cosmetology. If we got caught working, there was a fine imposed.
Really?
Right. There was a fine that was going to be imposed, and the owner of the salon would be fined. And it wasn't a cheap fine. It was like $1,000 if I'm not mistaken.
You'd have to cut a lot of hair to make that back.
Right. And so I could see where she would get mad because she said it's like a slap in the face to them because they haven't been able to work.
Okay, see, I didn't know that side of that.
Yeah, so I would imagine the state of California has state board, regulations too, that if they're not opening, there's a reason. And
so
state boards.
I'm just, I'm throwing this out there. Was there such thing as a black market haircut during all of that? Where you secretly make a phone call, meet me in the parking lot?
Oh, there was people. I mean, I had customers going, "Can you just come to my house?" And I was like, no, I can't do that. And I'm not saying people didn't.
Right.
There was I'm sure hairdressers that went and cut hair at home and stuff.
But
I was just kind of concerned. I mean, I wouldn't want to get like sick myself. I wouldn't want to bring something home to my family. And when we did go back to work, I was concerned. Yeah. And I stay concerned, about it. But
you get cooties, you let me know.
You'll be the first to know, Scotty. Right? You just got to be careful.
You absolutely do, no matter where you do. And look, if the Walmart employees can survive this and not get sick, I think we're all good. Because them folks, they go, oh my gosh, it's been busy up there.
Yeah.
As we look at our next story that's happening out there, Camelot has come to a halt. Mm-hmm. The first Kennedy to ever lose a race in Massachusetts.
Yeah, that is unheard of.
So, but the guy that kept the job is the far left. Mm-hmm. He's the AOC crowd.
Okay.
So where's America headed? It makes you wonder.
Yeah, it does make you wonder.
But this was Robert Kennedy's grandson is who this was. But he got beat down. Now, as we keep getting more and more, we bring up the cops and this, a waitress lost her job. And I kind of feel like she should have.
Right.
She wrote on his receipt, quit your job.
Yes.
After that, he refused to eat his food. Would you?
I wouldn't dare take a sip of anything or a bite of anything. I wouldn't.
Now, the good thing about this is that restaurant, the Happy Camper restaurant, what a name that is, they called him and apologized and said, look, we want to make this up to you. Let us give you a gift certificate either to our restaurant or any place that you want to eat to make up for what happened. That was nice of them.
That was nice of them. And, people who work in the restaurant industry and stuff, I mean, because I saw a thing about a cop who went to eat with his family, and I think I mentioned that maybe a while back, and there was a waiter that was so ugly, did not wait on him and said he wasn't going to wait on him and stuff, and he never got fired. This boy did not get fired.
So you had, what was that restaurant in Washington where they were so ugly to Sarah Palin?
I'm not sure.
Is it? No, not Sarah Palin. Sarah, what's her name? Mike Huckabee's daughter. Sarah Huckabee.
Okay.
Do you remember what, the Red Rooster or something like that? Anyway,
I don't know, but I just think if you don't want to wait on everybody, you don't need to be there.
Yeah, you don't need to be in business.
I mean, because there's people, there might be people that I'm not real,
fond of
that I've done their hair, but I'm going to do their hair, and I just
business
smile
is
and go
business.
about my way.
Well, as Americans have been locked up, and I guess this is, you could see this coming as we go and look at news stories. Well, divorces are on the rise because people have been locked up. So I thought Tammy Wynette kind of really fit this situation.
I think, we got married in March. And right after we got married, we were stuck at home, for a couple of months at least. I was at home for 2 months. So, I think we did pretty good, with it.
He didn't even drink before he married you.
Oh, hush, you don't drink now. But anyway, I can see where some people, would get really tired of being, like if they've been together this whole time and nonstop, not had a break at all from each other,
They're saying this time last year compared to now is 20% higher in divorces. And Alabama, at the top of it, can't take it no more. Got to get rid of her or him, however you want to word that. But
That's
divorces
crazy.
on the rise. As we move along, now this is just totally interesting because this guy has refused help from the federal government saying, I don't want you in my town. It's so bad at his house, he's having to leave. He's got to go somewhere else to live.
Yeah.
They burn and write in front of his house every night and demand, if you'll see that in the picture, that he resign.
He needs to resign.
He does.
He couldn't get the job done and all the days that he had to get it done. He should have put his foot down to begin with. I think.
Yeah, so it's bad when the mayor got to leave when you let people, it's out of control.
Right.
Let's bring in the government and take care of it. We mentioned, I think it was Delta a few months back that already said that they were going to lay off some pilots due to, people aren't traveling like they once were. United Airlines are next, furloughing 16,000 employees. Of that, almost 3,000 pilots, and then you get into your flight attendants and technicians, and it's a lot of people that's going to be without work.
It is, and that's sad because there's families, that
depend on
are
it.
They're dependent on that income, and maybe people. It's just sad when people are losing their homes.
Well, and then it's a trickle effect. That pilot who goes to eat somewhere every day is not going to go there. He's not going to be able to get his hair cut. He's not going to.
Yeah.
It's the trickle down effect across America.
Yeah.
Numbers are looking better. We're hoping everything is shaping up, and it's steadily climbing.
On this note, when we're talking about like people losing their homes and stuff, I know Trump just banned evictions through the end of the year.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, till I think December the 31st. So I think if people do try to evict somebody, they can have criminal charges put against them. So.
All right, let me ask this. What if you are the landlord and you can't make your note because you're not getting paid?
I completely understand the other side of it. I do understand.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out, but
because if you were a real estate guy and you own several, that's how you made your money. You could be woof.
Yeah, I completely understand both sides of it.
Yeah, I do too.
It'd be a hard situation on either side.
So something to think on there. Now the next one, boy, this just really gets your blood boiling because this is like hollowed ground. Graceland has been vandalized, and I know this has been out there a couple of days now. But and I meant to mention it yesterday, and I just kind of forgot to. But they've written all over the wall of Graceland. They're trying to clean it up, but attacking Elvis, come on.
The wall, from what I understand, already had like a lot of writing of the fans signing the wall.
If you'll see it there.
Wrote all over that. So I don't know how they're going to get this off.
Yeah, how do you?
It looks like he's pressure washing it. It looks like it's coming off. Hopefully,
on the sidewalk,
I guess
it is.
on the wall though, he'll erase all the names too.
It would have to.
Yeah,
that's been going on since Elvis died. They started signing it, if you'll remember. But wow, I just didn't see Graceland as a place of being attacked.
Yeah, people are they're just so disrespectful. Yeah.
Now, I don't know all there is to know about this, but Fort Hood, we've all heard of this. There have been 15 deaths and disappearances at that base, and they, as of yesterday afternoon, they have relieved the commander, Major General Scott, and I cannot pronounce his last name, Eflident?
I think that sounds good.
It's not Smith, I know that much.
Yeah.
But they have relieved him of his duties. He'll stand by for a few months until the new person is named to show them around, and he's out.
That's just crazy. 15 deaths.
That's a bunch.
And are they all soldiers?
Yes.
They would be from Fort Hood. So,
but I don't know. Some of it was sexual mistreated and found dead, and 15 people. That's a bunch.
That is.
So that's what's going on in Fort Hood this week. And yeah, that's sort of where we are on those. Today, pretty nice weather. Have we left off anything? Anything going on in the state of Mississippi that I've missed?
I don't know. I think Tate Reeves didn't he up the spectators?
Yes.
To 3. One of the girls I work with said that he moved it from 2 to 3 people now. So.
And you got to wear your mask now until the 14th, I believe.
Yeah.
So don't be taking it off.
Yeah.
There's going to be some, the mask thing, I get it, but some people take it a little.
Yes, I know.
To the extreme, like an authority thing to where they can yell at you.
And this, this virus is a real thing.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely
not trying to downplay it. It is a real thing, but it's just so hard. And I know a lot of people might think something like my child's birthday might be trivial.
Right.
But like, he's going to be 6 years old, and my daughter just celebrated her 22nd birthday on the 1st. And I wasn't able to be there with her because she's under the weather. And
You feel bad.
I feel horrible. And my son, though, that's turning 6, we don't know what to do for his birthday because you can't really have a big party. You know, what do you do? And we thought about just kind of taking him to a museum or, something kid-oriented.
Do you remember the thing at McDonald's that used to be underground?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, I know. It was so sad when they plowed that down. Do you remember anybody that grew up in Meridian, if you remember the piano?
Yes.
That had the frogs in it.
Yep, I remember
at the McDonald's, and it had this big rock fountain.
And there was a train down there that went around, wasn't it, in the room?
Uh-huh, yeah.
But that's been years since I saw that.
Memories.
Something to think of.
Yeah, I often think about stuff like that when I was growing up. It's just sad that everything's so fast-paced now and you can't slow down. But, yeah, that's our thing right now, trying to figure out what we're going to do about his birthday. So.
You didn't think about going out and just putting your face to the window and seeing her on her birthday?
No.
Okay, that's just throwing that out there.
I FaceTime. FaceTime is the best invention.
It is. That is great.
It really is. I've seen my grandbaby every day through FaceTime when I couldn't hold him.
And, that was just unimaginable. When we were kids, that was like futuristic Jetson type stuff.
Yeah.
Now that's real.
I know. But anyway.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you spending part of your day with us, and hopefully you learned a little bit. If you've got something you want us to bring up, drop that in a email, or you can post it on the page there. We'll be glad to talk about it a little bit. Right? Okay.
Right.
Well, again, Candace, thanks, and we'll be back to update the weather here in just a moment with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And I do hope your Thursday morning is starting out right. It feels good. It's going to be a great day. Again, right now we've got 75 as we head for a high in the about 91, 92 today is roughly where it'll be. A lot of sunshine that's going to happen today. Heat index will be, it could be worse, but it'll be 100. But that's hot if you got to be out there in it for continuous periods. It's miserable to sit in that. Of course, our forecast being brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. As I mentioned before, as we start looking at what the cool down that is coming, by Wednesday of next week, we'll start getting into the mid-80s, and it'll remain that way all the way toward the weekend, 83, 84. That's going to be a huge shakeup and difference for us in our area. What do we have for the next 7 days as we look through tomorrow, 90s, over the weekend, 90, 90, 90. It will not happen until about midweek, and then we'll start seeing that gradual temperature starting to drop a little bit into September. Hope that'll last. We got our fingers crossed on all that. But again, today, as I said, it's just going to be a warm day outside. That heat index kind of miserable as we move forward, and slight chance in the afternoon. Again, the bad weather that is predicted for today is going to come across from Texas through Louisiana and move through northern Mississippi and just take this route right through here. A little bit of chance there for our friends up in Nashville and those areas, Lexington and Louisville. So that's how the weather is shaping up so far today. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope we'll get that cool snap and make us all feel a whole lot better. I'd like to say a thank you for dropping by this morning, spending a little time with me. If you wouldn't mind, like, share, tell a friend about it. So when the weather does break out, we always go live and we cover it street by street up to your doorstep to make sure that, you're covered and you know where the storms are. Again, thanks.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by